Okay, so I'm just going to start. Okay, I think if let's say we can finish early, I'm going to share some tips with you regarding how to remember better. Okay, how to study better, how to remember better, and how you can function such that, you know, your brain can actually absorb the things that you are learning. Right, so can see my slides? Can I? Okay, so interaction within ecosystem. Anybody not doing this topic now? Put up your hand or give me a thumbs up. Oh, Harini is not doing this. Ah, now I understand. I saw your responses. Anaki also not yet. Yeah, it's okay. Do you feel like this is something you have learned a few years back? Similar, right? But slightly difficult. Okay, and it's a little bit of mix of what we are learning this year also. Now, you need to know about your physical environment. Okay, so inside your notes, you will see exactly the same thing. So not to worry. Okay, no need to copy anything. Easier for you to follow this way. So when we talk about the environment, questions will be asked also. How do you define the environment? It's made up of two parts, right? Okay, living or the biotic environment, or we can also look at the physical side, the abiotic. Okay, what are they? Now, when we talk about living, okay, it's already quite clear. It is made up of other living things that will affect other organisms. Okay, so it's like the interrelationship kind of thing. When we talk about physical, of course, it will be the physical factors. You know, usually we can even refer them to the non-living stuff. All right. So the factors we refer to, this is also done in P6, if you recall, right? The factors that affect us, right, in the environment. So what do we need in an environment in order to survive well? One of it is light. Okay, like plants, they need light to make food. Animals need light to be able to see, right? And then those who live in the dark, they have special features, right? They have the kind of adaptation. So it's not something that is not familiar to you. You just, you know, probably copy and paste it in your PSLE exam, submit the paper and everything forgotten. Okay, but slowly, if you go and read again, you should be able to recall all this. Yeah, it's not something that is too tough or too foreign to you. Now, for example, bats. Okay, bats actually use echolocation. How many of you are familiar with echolocation? Heard of this term before? Do you know how it works actually? Anyone? What is echolocation? The word already tells something. Haresh.
Maybe it's like when they like screech or something, like other bats will hear it and it's like a command like that.
Not exactly, but they are able to actually make use of that kind of, it's like an echo. Okay, so the sound come back to the bat, right? So because of that kind of echo, the bat can actually tell the location. Yeah, something like that. Zenith said something already. Okay, so for example, this particular bat want to catch a prey. Okay, so it will give off certain sound, right? So there's a vibration, right? And then that vibration hit, let's say, the prey, and then echo back. So the bat will exactly know, okay, where is the location, how far away it is. Yeah, so they are just, you know, specially, they have this kind of special ability to tell the location of their prey, for example. Okay, very interesting. It is also commonly being used by ships also. When they want to know how deep the water is, right? They need to make use of echolocation to know, yeah, whether there are any big rocks underneath, whether it's shallow water or deep water. They are safer in deep waters, right? Too shallow, they wouldn't like it. Okay, it might even damage the bottom. Right, so bats, very unique. So if you talk about air, okay, air is not just all about oxygen. In primary school, we only focus on oxygen a lot. But in secondary school, you need to know carbon dioxide in air is also important for the plants. Yeah, because in primary school, all you care about is the living things need air, food, and water to survive. So the air part, we only focus on oxygen mainly, right? So the oxygen is for living things to survive. Respiration is the term. Then water, right? Water, okay, again, we refer back to air, food, and water for survival. But then we need to understand now also, okay, for these aquatic animals and plants, they need water to survive. If they don't have water body around, they cannot survive. Yeah, so this is particularly important for them. Okay. Temperature, right? So amount of heat received from the sun will influence how hot a place is or how warm it can be. Okay, temperature also controls the process of reproduction in plants. Okay, if you have tried to grow your own plant through seeds or using seeds, you will understand what I mean. Okay, some seeds take a long time for it to germinate. It needs a certain temperature, all right, for a period of time. Some seeds are faster. Okay, need the warmth for maybe just 2 days, 3 days, some take weeks. So that's the reason why, because temperature actually controls reproduction in plants. Now, temperature of water, okay, these one you should know as well, okay? The warmer the water, the lower the solubility. So when water is extremely warm, there's very little oxygen, all right, in the water, okay? Now, shedding leaves and hibernation or hibernating are two adaptive processes used by plants and animals respectively. Now, I am not going to go through all the adaptation. Okay, all the adaptation of the plants and the animals we have covered in P6, right? If you want me to give you some slides to recall what you have learned in P6, I can. But I'm not going to spend time doing this because it's going to take like 40 minutes to go through those slides. Is it okay with all of you? If it's okay, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I'm not going to go through adaptation, right? Like lizard drop the tail to scare the predators away. Yeah, only a few of you know, not everybody. The rest, Sherman, are you here, Sherman?
Yes.
Yeah, Javier, okay. Chloe went to the washroom. Is she back already? That's why I want you all to turn on camera. Then I know whether you're around. Kiran, turn on your camera.
I'm eating now.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, excuse for 10 minutes, Ken?
Yeah.
Okay. Javier, are you here, Javier? Turn on the camera. Yes, thank you. Sherman's camera is permanently spoiled, so cannot. That I understand. Chloe? Chloe, are you here? Not back yet. Okay, maybe stay in the washroom. Okay, let's continue. Mineral salts, right? Mineral salts are needed by plant and animals for healthy growth. Okay, take note, animals obtain mineral salts from the food they eat. We also, all the minerals that we need, all the vitamins that we need, okay, we obtain through the food that we eat. Or we can, of course, take supplements. All right, the vitamin pills, etc., we can take via the supplements. Okay, acidity and alkalinity. Right. Sec 2, we just covered this not too long ago. Remember the soil? Yeah, if you want to grow flowers of different colors, we can adjust the acidity or alkalinity of the soil. Remember, there was a question like this. So under acid, bases, and salt, this is going to be helpful. Okay, land plants, see, affected by acid or alkali in the soil. Okay, most plants grow well in neutral or slightly alkaline soil. Okay, most organisms cannot survive in environment which are too acidic or alkaline. If you look at the next slide. Okay, acid rain. We just talked about acid rain, isn't it? Not too long ago. Okay, so acid rain, what happens when you get acid rain is because okay, there's air pollutant dissolving in the rainwater, right? So what will happen is we talk about the sculpture, we talk about the buildings, we talk bridges, all these are affected. What else are affected? Plants and animals. okay, especially marine animals, because when the water gets into the water body, the liquid or the water, seawater, pond water gets too acidic, it can actually kill the marine life. Then we talk about plants. Okay, the leaves might turn yellow, right? They might even eventually die if there are too much acid in the rain. So what are the cause of the acid? I think I did mention this part. Maybe I will write down as well. Okay, so what are the air pollutants that causes the acid rain? Sulfur dioxide. The other one will be oxides of nitrogen. Okay, so these two, when they dissolve in the rainwater, you get sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Okay, sulfur dioxide, oxides of nitrogen. The respective acid will be sulfuric acid, nitric acid. Okay, when you talk about precipitation, this is rain. The rain that falls on the ground is highly acidic. Any question here? No. Javier, you already learned acid, bases, and salts. You did, huh? Yeah. Now, conserving the environment, negative impact. We talk about pollution. We talk about overexploitation. This is nothing new. This is what you exactly learn in P6. All right? Exactly, you learn all these are in P6. Okay, for example, water pollution is the dumping of toxic chemicals, right? Release of untreated sewage into rivers, oil spills, another important one. Land pollution. Okay, land pollution, we know that it's due to the throwing of rubbish, and then they are non-biodegradable, etc., etc. Okay, right. So what is this release of methane in the landfill? Okay, this methane smells like fart, you know, the smell is really like fart, very smelly, right? So what happens when you have this kind of gases in the air? It can actually trap a lot of heat. Okay, Haresh?
Is methane like a flammable gas as well?
Very, very flammable. Okay, you study about methane.
Yeah, I heard that cows fart methane.
Yep. Yeah, and then if you put a lighter there, you can see, you know, from the butt of the cow, boom, the fire goes. Something like that. Yeah, but nobody will do that to the cow, right? You know why cow actually produce a lot of methane when they pass gas? Because of the grass that they eat. Okay, they eat a lot of grass, okay, forgot the names of some of them, but generally a lot of this gas will be produced. If you eat a lot of cabbage, you realize that you also pass a lot of gases, and they can be quite smelly also. Okay, it's due to the content, methane content, very strong smelling. Okay, right, it's a very good fuel. All right, it's a very good fuel. It burns very well. You will learn about methane when you go to Sec 4. Sec 4, the last few topics, you're going to learn about methane. Interesting. Air pollution, we talked about air pollutants earlier. Now, global warming. Okay, I just went through this topic with the P6 also. So global warming, right? Okay, you need to know the release of the greenhouse gas. You know what's greenhouse gas here? It's actually carbon dioxide. But we are not the cause of this air pollution. We breathe out carbon dioxide, right? Okay, but we are not a cause of this pollution. No, otherwise we are like, you know, giving out pollutants like that. Okay, it is because of excessive burning, right? Excessive burning of fuel, excessive burning of the forest. That's why it causes a lot of this carbon dioxide being released. Carbon dioxide trap heat very well. Okay, trap heat very well. Something you want to take note of. Okay, then that causes to this greenhouse effect. And because it's on a large scale, it affected the whole world. That's why we call it global warming. Okay? In general, greenhouse effect is a good thing. People build greenhouse, you know, right? Do you all remember this part now about the greenhouse? Okay, why do we have greenhouse? Because we want the plants to grow well. We want the plants to have an environment where it's warm for them to grow. Especially in cold countries, we have greenhouse. Singapore, we don't need. We don't need actually because it's warm all the time. But in those countries that are colder, they build greenhouse so that their plants can grow well. Greenhouse effect is in